Okay, Stuart. There's quite a bit of transfer activity going on at Manchester United this summer. Makes a bit of a change. What do you make of it all? Just starting with Phil Jones.
Well, that was the surprise one, wasn't it? I mean, Fergie always manages to come up with something from up his sleeve that nobody knows about. I mean, Jones has been mentioned a few times, but nothing really serious. That appeared to be one that he wanted to do next season, next summer rather. But with everyone interested in him, like Liverpool, Arsenal, even Chelsea, they'd fast-tracked it, and that's virtually signed and sealed. We're just waiting really for the sort of rubber stamp from Old Trafford. So that's the early one, and that's the surprise one.
Where do you think that is going to impact on the defence at United? I mean, Johnny Evans might be being a bit worried at the moment.
Yeah, Johnny didn't have a great season last season. He kind of hit the wall and went backwards almost in many ways. He did pull himself together later in the season. I don't think it will impact on Johnny Evans. I think they'll give him another season to see if he's sorted himself out, and I think he will do that. Where it does impact, obviously, is Wes Brown, 31 now, very much out of favour last season. That was clear. There doesn't seem to be any way back for him, and so Sunderland are in the box seat for that one.
Okay, another player who looks like he's heading to Old Trafford, Ashley Young. What are your thoughts on him?
Yeah, I mean, he's the man of the moment for England. He's kind of in that nice age bracket that Fergie's looking for, the sort of mid-20s, someone who can still develop and progress and coming into the prime. He hasn't, from what I've been sort of, canvassing, he doesn't seem to have excited the fans too much. But let's be honest, Javier Hernandez didn't excite the fans. Chris Smalling didn't excite the fans when United bought them. Well, they've proved to be great buys. So let's hope the same with Young, and that does another one that I think will move on when he returns from holiday. But I think the sort of the groundwork has been done.
One player that does seem to be exciting the fans is Samir Nasri, and the kind of speculation's growing that he might be in talks with United. What do you know about that one?
Well, yeah, the talks do appear to be starting, and the way United always work the transfer market is that they have a kind of a pyramid operation where the top man is the top of the pyramid. If that fails, then they'll go to the next one. But they've got to keep all the balls juggled until they find out whether the top one wants to come. Everyone thinks the top one's going to be Wesley Sneijder. That could impact on whether whether they want Nasri seriously. I'm sure if Wesley Sneijder's wages are too much or they can't get him, they would move to someone like Nasri. That's how United work the sort of the transfer market. So they'll have all the fingers in a lot of pies, but that doesn't mean they're all going to come off. So I think Nasri might depend on the Wesley Sneijder situation.
Okay, and just finally, David De Gea, the goalkeeper. Is there any more movement on that one?
No, there isn't. But I mean, that is one that's definitely firmed up in terms of the manager has admitted he's the goalkeeper United want to replace Van der Sar. But the player himself, and obviously playing for Atletico Madrid, but he's saying that he doesn't want to do anything until after the European Championships with Spain, where they are at the moment in Denmark. So I don't think that's going to move for another month perhaps, but it does seem that United are the favourites, probably the only one in the race, and it seems to be pretty much signed and sealed, but the final ink on the paper will be after the European Championships.
Okay, great. You mentioned Wes Brown before.
Yeah.
Which other players do you think might be leaving Old Trafford?
Well, obviously there's Darren Gibson and John O'Shea are very much in the frame for, certainly Darren Gibson is at Sunderland. Steve Bruce wants a handful of United players. John O'Shea seems to be the person he's after. Mm-hmm. I think the manager wants to sort of shake up that sort of fringe side of things, and it sounds awful to say cut out a little bit of the deadwood, but people who've been around for a while but haven't made the breakthrough, and I think it'd be good for both parties on that. So certainly those three are going to be ones that will be, certainly having to think about moving away now.
Okay, that's great, Stuart. Thanks very much.
Pleasure.